Welcome to Coach's Corner, everybody, on this Monday night. Thanks for watching the show every Monday night. As you may know, we do Goode and Faithful Servant episode. That's right, my friend and old teammate at Bama, Kerry Goode, who has Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS. He has written a book, Goode and Faithful Servant. We deep dive into it every week. And, every week we take a chapter and dissect it. And I send Kerry the questions. Read the chapter, send him the questions, and he types it in with AI technology with his eyes and records it, sends it to me, and that's how it works. We waited a year and a half for that technology. Now I think we're on year two, going to almost 3 years doing his show. So thanks for watching Monday night. This is titled Day 157. He breaks up his chapters into 196 days. And this one is titled You're Stronger Than You Think. Remember, these are all in Kerry's words. I just asked the questions. Kerry says, I'd like to set the record straight in hopes that it will help someone who thinks that they don't or can't measure up. I hear daily, I don't know if I can handle what you're going through, Kerry, the way you are. All the adversity I've had in my life, all my troubles and obstacles have strengthened me. You will not realize it at the time, but a kick in the teeth may be the best thing in the world for you. I realized that blowing out my knee ended a lifelong dream of being the best running back in history, and it played a major role in my ability to separate the mental from the spiritual strengths from my lack of physical strength. Strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will. Strength is born in the deep silence of long-suffering hearts, not amid joy. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Choose to be strong of soul rather than of body. Self-pity is the worst enemy, and if we yield to it, we can never do anything in this world. Hard times don't create heroes. It's during the hard times when the hero within us is revealed. You must do things you think you cannot do. When you go through hardships and decide not to surrender, that is strength. That which does not kill us makes us stronger. Strength is happiness. In weakness and cowardness, there is no happiness. My prayer for you is that God will grant you the serenity to accept the things you cannot change, courage to change the things you can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Yeah, the serenity prayer. That's how he ends the chapter. All right, KG, here's my first question for you, buddy. Us football players, we always had a saying when we played, your body can do amazing things. It's your mind you have to convince. Now as our bodies fade and struggle to work, as we all get older and know, we should change this slang to, quote, your heart can do amazing things. It's your mind you have to convince. Kerry, talk more about having an indomitable will.
Hope you had a great weekend, that your Monday got your week started off on the right foot. And if it didn't, well, you came to the right place because we are about to tune that whole situation up like a choir rehearsal before Easter Sunday. Today's theme is simple. You are stronger than you think. And if you don't believe that yet, stay right where you are because by the time we finish, you are going to be looking at yourself like you just arm wrestled a tornado and won. Now let's get into this first question with Paul. Paul said, back in the day we used to say your body can do amazing things. It's your mind you have to convince. But now that the body is acting like an old lawnmower that only starts when it feels like it, maybe we should change it to your heart can do amazing things. It's your mind you have to convince. Talk more about having an indomitable will. Let me tell you something about an indomitable will. An indomitable will is when life hits you so hard that your soul has to step outside your body, put its hands on its hips, and say, well, I guess we're fighting again today. It is when your body is filing complaints with HR, but your spirit is already in the hallway doing warm-ups like it's about to run the 40-yard dash at the combine. People tell me all the time, I don't know if I could handle what you're going through the way you are. And I always want to say, yes, you could. You just don't know it yet. Nobody thinks they can handle the storm until the storm shows up in their living room wearing muddy boots and eating their snacks. An indomitable will is born the same way a cast iron skillet gets seasoned. Eat, pressure, time, and a whole lot of things sticking to you that you did not ask for. You don't get it from joy. You don't get it from comfort. You don't get it from winning all the time. You get it from the moments when life kicks you in the teeth and you have to decide whether you are going to stay down or gum your way back into the fight. When I blew out my knee and watched my lifelong dream evaporate like steam off a hot biscuit, I learned something. My body could quit. My body could fail. My body could say we are done. But my will, my mind, my spirit, they said, oh no, we are not finished. We are just switching lanes. Strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from that stubborn, unreasonable, borderline disrespectful part of you that refuses to surrender. That part of you that says, I may not be able to run, but I can still rise. I may not be able to lift, but I can still lead. I may not be able to fight with muscle, but I can fight with faith. Your heart can do amazing things. Your mind just needs to stop acting like a scared intern on the first day of work. Your mind will tell you you can't. Your will steps in and says, watch me. Your mind will say this is too much. Your will says then we will grow bigger. Your mind will say I'm tired. Your will says then sit down and breathe because we are still going. Hard times don't create heroes. Hard times reveal the hero that was hiding inside you the whole time, waiting for the right moment to kick the door open. So yes, your heart can do amazing things. In your mind, well, sometimes you have to grab it by the chin, look it dead in the eyes, and say, listen, we are going to get through this. We are going to rise through this, and we are going to laugh through this, because that which does not kill us makes us stronger. And strength, real strength, is happiness. Now let's keep this show rolling.
your your will sometimes has to grab you by the chin and shake the sense into you. Oh my gosh. I remember my mother grabbing me like that, that forefinger in the chin. Listen, Paul Randall Tripoli, that was a wrong decision. Yeah, and most of us don't like middle names either because most of the time when you heard it, we were in trouble. Some middle names. Carrie says an abominable will is like that old skillet, that old worn in skillet. Takes a lot of heat, pressure, and time, and a whole lot of things sticking to you that you didn't ask for. Wow. He says you don't get an indomitable will from joy, comfort, and always winning the battle. You get it when you've been kicked in the teeth and you decide to get back up instead of lay down. I may not be able to run, but I can still rise, he says. I may not be able to lift, but I can still lead. I may not be able to fight with muscle, but I can fight with faith, Carrie says. Wow. Your mind says this, but your will says that. Unbelievable. All right, KG, here's my second question for you. I think the Serenity prayer is really one of the most important verses in the Bible. The courage to change things you should and the wisdom to leave certain things alone. Talk about this discernment, Carrie, that we face every day.
Now, rolling right into question number 2, the Serenity Prayer. K-Trip, my man, let's talk about this discernment. Let me tell you something. The Serenity Prayer is like the spiritual version of that one aunt at the family reunion who pulls you to the side, squints her eyes, and says, baby, stop messing with stuff that ain't none of your business. That prayer will save your nerves, your peace, your sleep, and your blood pressure if you let it. The courage to change the things you should. Now that right there is where most of us get stuck, because courage sounds noble until you realize it means you actually have to do something. Courage means you have to get up, face the mirror, and tell yourself the truth even when the truth is looking back at you like, oh, so you're finally ready to talk. Courage is not loud. Courage is not dramatic. Courage is you at 2 in the morning saying, all right, Lord, I hear you. You're going to fix it tomorrow. And then actually fixing it tomorrow instead of pretending you forgot. And then we get to the wisdom to leave certain things alone. Woo, that is a whole doctorate degree by itself. Wisdom is knowing when to step in and when to sit down. Wisdom is knowing when to speak and when to sip your water. Wisdom is knowing when to fight and when to fold your arms and say, I'm not touching that because God did not assign me to that circus. Some of us are tired not because life is hard, but because we keep volunteering for battles that don't even have our name on the roster. Discernment is spiritual common sense with a spotlight on it. Discernment is when God taps you on the shoulder and says, hey, leave that alone. And you actually listen instead of saying, but Lord, I just want to see something real quick. Discernment is knowing the difference between what is your responsibility and what is your ego, between what is your assignment and what is your distraction, between what needs your hands and what only needs your prayers. The Serenity Prayer is not just a verse, it is a survival kit, it is a filter, it is a boundary, it is a reminder that peace is not passive, peace is chosen, peace is protected, peace is enforced. And when you get that balance right, when you know what to change and what to release, you walk around lighter, calmer, wiser, and with a whole lot fewer headaches. Now let's keep this show rolling.
Oh my gosh. He covered so much there. Let's talk a little bit about that. Yeah, this discernment. Wisdom is knowing when to step in, when to sit down. Discernment is knowing when to speak, when to sip your water. Discernment is knowing when to fight, when to fold your arms. And no, God doesn't want you in that circus. Wow. Holy cow. Discernment is knowing the difference between your responsibility and your ego. The Serenity Prayer is not just a verse, Carrie says. It's a survival kit. It is a filter. It is a boundary. It is a reminder that peace is not passive. Peace is chosen and protected with the proper balance. Wow. More great wisdom from KG. Let's see how he wraps up the show with these two themes of the day, of the week.
It's time for the super hilariously funny, super comical, yet busting summary of everything we just covered. Buckle your seat belts, tighten your wig straps, and secure your dentures because this one might shake something loose. First off, we kick the show off reminding everybody that you are stronger than you think, and not the cute kind of strong either. We are talking the kind of strong where life throws a brick at you and you look back at life like, is that all you got? We talked about indomitable will, which is basically that stubborn part of your soul that refuses to clock out even when your body is filing for early retirement. We said your heart can do amazing things, but your mind sometimes acts like a toddler in the cereal aisle, calling out, rolling around, screaming, I can't do it. Meanwhile, your heart is over there doing backflips saying, yes, we can. We just have to drag the mind along like a suitcase with one broken wheel. Then we slid right into the Serenity Prayer. And let me tell you, that prayer is the spiritual version of your grandma smacking your hand away from the pot saying, stop touching things that don't belong to you. We talked about courage, which is basically you telling yourself the truth even when the truth is looking at you like, oh, so you're finally ready to grow up. And wisdom, Lord have mercy. Wisdom is knowing when to step in and when to sit down, when to speak and when to sip your water, when to fight and when to say nope. That is not my circus and those are not my monkeys. So here is your powerful closing for the week ahead. As you step into this new week, may your will be stronger than your worries. May your courage be louder than your excuses. May your wisdom be sharper than your impulses. And may your peace be so steady that even chaos looks at you and says, never mind. You can't shake this one. Walk into this week knowing you are built for every battle, equipped for every challenge, and designed to rise no matter what tries to pull you down. You are stronger than you think, wiser than you realize, and tougher than anything that tries to break you. Go forward with strength. Go forward with clarity. Go forward with joy. We'll chat next week.
Wow. Unbelievable, KG. Man, you score every single week on the show. Good and faithful servant. If you like this, share his wisdom, man. It's just a couple clicks of the button. Put this on your Facebook page. Somebody will get something out of his wisdom. He is beyond anything that I've seen. He's a great man. I love you, KG. Keep rolling, brother. I know you will. Thanks for watching Good and Faithful Servant with Kerry Goode. I am your host, Paul Tripoli. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for these important messages. This was brought to you by Sandy Sansing Chevrolet. Go see the fine folks over here. Tell John, Coach Tripp sent you. And they're over in Foley as well, or up in Milton for the Milton Knights up there. So thanks for watching Good and Faithful Servant. Everybody have a great sports week. We'll talk to you soon. So long.
When it comes to buying your next car, truck, or SUV, you need a team that puts you first. Here at the Sandy Sansing dealerships, we're proud to serve Pensacola and the Gulf Coast with the best selection, trusted service, and deals that work for your family. Just like great coaches build great teams, Sandy Sansing builds lasting relationships with every customer who walks through our doors. Because when it comes to finding your next vehicle, there's only one name to remember. Sandy Sansing can.
Over 30 years, you have seen the orange Beck signs all over the Gulf Coast listing a property for sale or lease. Beck Partners is your trusted advisor in commercial real estate, property management, commercial and personal insurance. Senior Vice President David Valletto has been with Beck Partners since 1989. Take advantage of his wealth of knowledge by calling him today at 982-7352. 982-7352. Extensive experience in all aspects of leasing, sales, management, and site selection will make sure your expectations are exceeded.
My name is Steve Reynolds. I'm the manager and owner of Cordova Lanes, and we help keep your mind out of the gutter. Cordova Lanes is part of the community of Pensacola. Being here for 43 years, we've entertained more people than any other bowling center in the city. We sell fun for a living. Cordova Lanes is located at 2111 Airport Boulevard in Pensacola, behind Cordova Mall. Come on out and see us at Cordova Lanes Bowling Center. Thank you.
Arbitrium Consulting for all your fencing, landscaping, pressure washing, tree trimming needs. Call 850-483-0350 for your free estimates. Serving Pensacola, Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Fort Walton, Destin, Perdido, Gulf Shores, Foley, and the entire Gulf Coast. Arbitrium Consulting is owner-operated, fully licensed and insured. Call today, 850-483-0350, the official landscaper of Coach's Corner.
Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates on your home and auto insurance? Yep, and that place is, ta-da, State Farm. Here's the deal. State Farm agent Will Rentschler is your go-to agent in Pensacola, Florida for the service you deserve at the price that you want. So stop shopping around. State Farm agent Will Rentschler has you covered. Call 850-433-4678 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Legal disclaimer, individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.